All right, I need to get spiritual. So, wait, if I'm going to be spiritual today, I want to say, how do I want to show up? If I'm going to be spiritual today, let me think. What's my target audience? How am I going to brand myself today? I'm going to deliver uplifting advice. So hair first. We need hair. We don't want to go on without hair. Gotta look good. Gotta look good. After all, if you're gonna be a spiritual gangster, you gotta look good. Because if you don't look good, nobody's gonna listen to you. I mean, come on. Really? Was Jesus really walking around in sandals and a robe? I don't think so. Obviously, Jesus was walking around looking good. 2,000 years ago, he had style. There was something going on. He probably was wearing like Gucci sandals or something. And this is the law of attraction, because I'm attracting right now spiritual empowerment. Spiritual expand. Stuff's gonna be looking good. Oh yeah, now I'm feeling spiritual. God, man. The clothes make the guru. If I feel, yeah. This is looking, I think, open, but not with the black tank top on. That black tank top says, yeah, so it can say a little bit of, it's too heavy today. And we need light. This is Friday. People want to party. I want to feel spiritual. I don't want to do this. No, it's too much like a bride. I want to feel, I'm freaking empowered right now. I'm feeling phenomenal. But, okay, so I didn't sleep. I was up all night meditating at the club. So I will just cancel out this three-dimensional baggage right here. Because as I'm creating a spiritual experience, it's time to tap in. That's not blending very well though. So let me do this. I don't want to show up. Nobody's going to believe anything I say unless I look good. Because spiritual gangsters always look good. And I don't want to look too masculine because, well, that would be bad to look too masculine. Then that would be too much in 3D. That's looking good. Does that scream beads out or beads in? Beads out. And then, you know what? I could bring this in as a heavy hand, because do I want to wear a watch really? Because that says, if I wear a watch, that says I'm focused on my three-dimensional reality a little bit too much, but I can mute it and cover that three-dimensional addiction with some 5D. Feeling good. I'm feeling good like I should. Check it out. Now I really blend in. Let me just practice. Today we'll be talking about spirituality. Are you ready? Are you ready for an inviting time? A time where your mind expands into the ether, where the aliens come down and shift everything you see. It's like plugging in and unplugging at the same time. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Really, spirituality is not about this. Whether you wear white or whether you're black, whether you're tattooed, whether your hair looks good, I go on all the time and I look like shit. But when I have something to say and when it's moving and it makes sense and it feels like it's going to support somebody in their struggle, I don't care what I look like. I just go on. Because you're not always going to look good when you need to go online. You're not always going to look good when God wants to move through you. And besides, as myself, the dork, the real guy, the real masculine that's overtly masculine, that I'm a little bit too masculine because I talk about fart jokes and things like that. And just because you're spiritual, because you're awakening, doesn't mean that you've got to walk away from what's funny. It doesn't mean that you've got to turn your back on the things that you used to like or the things that you used to say. You don't even have to change the way you talk. You don't have to elevate into some kind of limited language that makes you above everybody else. In fact, if your favorite word was the F word, why should it switch? You should be where you feel growth, where you feel good. Part of spirituality is being able to recognize what's working and what's not working, because it's coming to a state of observation. And like for myself, there's so many times when I go on, and you know what? I wear this shirt, and that's it. Because it says, I believe 100% in everything that I say. Why do I believe in everything that I say? Not because I'm going to wear a white shirt and a white scarf, or because I'm going to wrap myself in mala beads. The mala beads don't mean anything. When's the last time you actually used your mala for meditation? Are you using your mala just to make you look good, or are you using it? Is it a tool? These are tools. These aren't just accessories. I mean, if you're wearing this as a necklace, that's okay, but at least let us know that. This is just an accessory. It's not an avatar. It's not a badge of how you've gone beyond consciousness. I even have these in a knot, so that tells you how much I know. When I am meditating, I do use mala. When I'm stressed, I use my malas. When I'm walking around and I'm kind of bored and I want to focus my mind, I just keep them in my hand and I pull them through and I count them. Or I chant Om Mani Padme Hum. But I stopped wearing them as accessories because my spiritual experience is not an accessory. Because my spiritual experience is important to me. It's about expanding my consciousness. It's about understanding the ebb and flow of who I am. It's about diving deep into certain areas that I might view dangerous to myself. I want to heal. I want to know who I am. I don't want to hide from myself. And I want to offer people an honest chance to get to know me, to see me. And in order to do that, I have to be willing to take that risk to really see myself. Spirituality begins in the deepest level of rationalization, of recognition, of recognizing your desires, recognizing your ego, recognizing how you've aligned yourself to distract from what you really need to do. Spirituality is not about the perception. It's not about the clothes. It's not about the phrase. It's not about being Zen as AF. It's not about spiritual gangstering. It's not about if I can do a headstand. What if you don't have arms or legs and you can't do a headstand? Does that mean that you're not tapping in? No. So those protocols that help you to tap in, beautiful. I really love those. Yoga is healthy. Yoga is helping to bridge a gap between healing the body and connecting the mind. But it's up to you to take it to the next level. If you just walked into a gym, if you just walked into a yoga studio and you start doing yoga, it doesn't mean you're spiritual. It doesn't mean that you're going to be spiritual because you know how to do downward dog or warrior pose. It's giving you the potential to connect to something more. Just because you eat healthy food doesn't mean that you're going to be healthy. There's a lot of other parameters that go into the healthy mindset. So when I always say eat, see, say, do, it's important to know what it looked like before you construed yourself to be waking up or coming online, becoming conscious. How did you define those before? And how did they shift now? Because if what you did before you think you quote unquote woke up, or you got a catalyst, or something called you out, or you went through an experience that changed you, if you didn't change anything you did consecutively with that encounter, you're still lucid dreaming. You're not really walking in awareness. You're quote unquote awakened, but you went back to sleep. Because you got to get out of bed, you got to do your day, you need to go to work, you need to get things done. And that's when you start seeing this blossoming. That's when you start feeling that love. That's when you start letting go of things. And until you do that, what will happen is you're going to experience a space of spiritual shaming, because you're going to shame yourself because you're going to see people bypass you on a spiritual scale. You're going to judge yourself because you're not doing the work. Maybe you don't know how, but I'm pretty sure that we all do. I know that we all know that a Big Mac is bad for us, right? I know that we all know that if we had 6 teaspoons of sugar, that's not good for us. So there is a certain level that we do know at every level, if we were raised in a semi-conscious manner, that the path of spirituality is personal. Nobody can do it for you. And if, again, just because you had the event, I had 2 near deaths, just because I died and came back, didn't mean I was manifesting my best self. It didn't mean that I became some kind of guru because I did that. What it meant is that God's source was shaking me so hard, or my higher self was shaking me so hard to say, we have something to do. Are you going to do it? We have something to get done. Are you coming with me? No, I'm not coming with you. Shake, 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 shake. Ah! Then I go through all this turmoil, this chaos, this catalyst, this trigger that brought me consciousness. And then I went unconscious unknowingly. Here I think that I'm doing good work. I think that I'm on the right path. I think that I'm doing everything that I should. But really, I didn't do the primary things that put me in the state of mind to be ready to open my perception, to gain the deepest level of insight to awakening. Neglecting the smallest areas sometimes, like a diet, or like your health, your activities, your relationships, your friendships, neglecting the distractions that you've placed in your way, like being addicted to pornography or listening to rap music still that's really going to be disenfranchising for your mental state. Any kind of music, really. Watching movies that are like, I loved The Walking Dead, and I still do, but I know that when I watch it, my entire being is absorbing it, and that's something that I have to be okay with and I have to be conscious about. And when I watch something like that now, I'm going to watch it from an observation space so that I'm watching it as this human experience, but my 5D self is still over here tracking it, making sure that I don't tie it to some silent part of my experience and sabotage myself. And it takes more work to wake up and to walk in the path of awakening, and then still bring the small portions of your duality with you. And it can be done, and you do it every day, but it's going to require work. And then this helps you to begin to enjoy the process of life that much deeper. Because you do know, hey, like it's like when you're wanting to be healthy and you're watching your weight, and like me, I had to embrace my 5D self because of my health. If you know that you need to eat healthier, it doesn't mean you cancel out cheesecake completely, right? But moderation. And you understand that your life is not worth the cheesecake. Your experience is not worth the cheesecake. So you create purpose. You build your life around purpose, and you recognize the potentiality of everything that you're going to involve yourself with. You're not doing things based on potential, but you honor that it can grow like a seed. If it's planted, it's going to grow. So you honor that law of reciprocity. And as you do that, you become more self-aware, and you become more empowered, you become more gracious, you walk with gratitude, and you feel better about yourself, and you're no longer belittling yourself. You're not sitting down and trying to sabotage yourself because other people are shining brighter than you, because you realize when somebody shines, we all shine. When somebody's successful, we're all successful. So you begin to celebrate things on a different level. And you also feel pain on a different level, because when somebody's hurting, you feel it in your heart. It doesn't mean you have to do something about it, but you empathically will feel it. So I poked fun at this process of the spiritual ideology, the spiritual invocation of like, I'm going to wear the right clothes, I'm going to get my hair right before I have a message. Like, hold on, let me channel and change my accent. I'm connecting to the stars. Oh, there you are. I found you. You are here to give me advice, and I'm going to take it. The world will see that this is my higher friend. Welcome, friend. You have a British accent. Every single one of the people on the channel that have British accents, I want to ask, why did the aliens decide to have an accent that's British? I just wondered. Is it, maybe they like the movie Love Actually and it's some kind of inside joke and the aliens haven't let me in on it. Please let me know. Peace, light, and love. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. I will see you soon.